Hello, and welcome back to Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, the funny fighting game where all of our friends are pinned together to fight each other for some odd reason. It's because some girl named Lapras said, hey, that would be funny if I pinned everybody against each other. Yep. Where last time we did Yosuke's Confidant. Well, basically, Yosuke's part of the game, and it was pretty good. I mean, it was fun, pretty short, not that bad. Honestly, I kind of enjoyed it. But now it's a new day, and we're gonna have to do something else. All right. Oh, hello, Game Master. Hello, James. All right. Oh, Zach, 6 starting soon. Oh, thank you. It took me 10 minutes to make, because it's 10 minutes long. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. There we go. Oh, what? Hang on, my camera ain't on. There we go. Camera on. I don't like that light. Hang on. Alright, anyway, let's get started. Where do all these controllers keep coming from? God. Alright. There we go. Get the audio going. Audio going. Alright. Okay. So you recommend Yukio's Teddy's and Kanji story are fun and all, but they're not really important. Yeah, I think we'll do Naruto next. I see no reason why not. Sure, why not? Naoto Shirogami.
What follows are my impressions of the organization called the Shadow Operatives, as well as their leader, Mitsuru Kirijo.
Whoa. We're going way too quickly into this. Hang on. Yeah, we're getting really, whoa, what? Okay, so apparently Naoto's checking out Kirijo. The Kirijo group. My fingers fly across the keyboard. My last case was special. Hey GB, how you doing? I am doing pretty good. Everything's going a-okay. Right, Adachi? Yeah, he agrees. I need to complete my report before I forget any important details. My name is Naoto Shirogami. I'm a detective. The Shirogami family has been working as detectives for generations. Though I'm young and still in high school, I have been given the opportunity to take several cases and have built up experience as a detective. My work has earned me some trust, as every so often the police will come to me for my assistance. When you come down next week, Adachi is toast. You better ride it. He's gonna get you. That's where the story begins. A sudden request from the Inaba's police department. That was about a month ago, early April. Alright, let's see what's happening. Ah, we're central shopping. Yep, looks exactly the same as I left it. Last summer, I had received a request from the prefectural police to come to a town of Inaba. A bizarre series of murders have occurred. Corpses were turning up every morning after a foggy night. At the end, it turned out to be the most difficult case of my career. It's about 2 weeks since the case is closed. No, from the public's viewpoint, 4 months have passed since the crime has stopped. Wait. So Persona 4 ended December. January, February, March, April. So it's April. It's two. Okay, whatever. The culprit has been arrested and prosecuted. Peace has returned, but when it comes to depressing propitiation, what? I'm not unwilling to help the police again, but my involvement with the previous case is not something I'd like to go through again. To be completely honest, that particular case is no simple series of murders. During the course of my investigation, I obtained a supernatural power known as my persona, making me more than just a detective. I collaborated with other persona users and became directly involved with the event of the case. Of course, if I was to tell this to the police, it would be treated as nonsense. Worst case scenario, I'd be discredited. Oh god. Having to leave out those details while explaining the events and cases more than a little nerve-wracking. It feels like lying, but there you have it. While on my way to the police department for this new case, I go through a list of possible questions and answers I would need. Oh. Looks like your typical Yakuza room. Anyway, something's different today, though. After greeting the receptionist, I am not led to the usual Duel meeting room. Instead, I was taken to the reception area on the top floor. A leather-trimmed sofa and curved wooden table. Novox Riche setting? Oh my god.
Looks like this may take some time.
If this is going to be paperwork and basic questioning, they would have brought me to the special room. Is it a new case? I'd have to wait several minutes before someone comes to speak with me. When the door finally opens, a man wearing a suit not fitting the uniform of a look walks in.
I'm sorry about the wait.
Hello there, how are you? You look interesting. He hands me his card.
Allow me to introduce myself.
Allow me to introduce myself. Oh, really? What is there to introduce? His card is a lengthy title: National Police Agent, Security Bureau, Security Planning Division. I was shocked. They're more commonly known as Public Safety Police. The Security Planning Division is the command center for departments that handle terrorist threats, coup d'etat plots, and foreign affairs. The secret police also belong to this group. But why would a person of such importance come all the way to a place like this? I look him in the eyes. He appears to be measuring me up.
I see you're enough on the ball that you don't need a lengthy introduction. Good.
Without any further talk, the man gets to the point.
Have you heard of the Kirijo group?
Oh, yes.
I doubt there are many who haven't.
I'll get right to the point. We'd like to hire you to perform a sub-rosa investigation on them.
You need a corporation quietly investigated. Why me? I don't see what I can do that your own department cannot.
I would agree if shadows and personas weren't involved.
What? He knows about personas? This time I was unable to hide my surprise, but the man continues either failing to see or purposely ignoring my reaction.
One summer 12 years ago, there was an explosion at the Kirijo-owned Tatsumi Port Island, killing over 50 people. You would have been very young at the time.
I've reviewed that case. The official explanation was that a gas main leaked during a construction project. Afterwards, though, a bizarre rumor saw quite a bit of circulation.
The mass media noticed that there was a suspiciously large number of researchers amongst the casualties. They floated the theory that the official explanation was a lie, and that the explosion was really caused by some dubious experiment.
No concrete evidence was ever found to support those claims, though. As I recall, the matter was left unsettled.
Huh?
Some may still remember the incident, though I don't think many could recall the
hey, a
finer
bored
points.
person.
Those rumors were all true.
I'm doing pretty good. His voice becomes firm.
What?
Those researchers under Koetsu Kirijo, the old Kirijo group manager, were working on harnessing the power of shadows. The experiment went awry, and they lost control of the shadows. That's what caused the explosion.
Experiments using shadows. They lost control? Are you saying the shadows flooded the city? The real world?
I can't speak to that. There was no way of getting hard answers back then. No one took the spooky stories seriously. But that accident got the government and the police's attention. Though they didn't launch an investigation until a year or two ago.
Are we going to talk about how Makoto saved the world? That wouldn't be help. Law can only provide over the world as we know it. Things that can't be explained can't be governed.
Only those in the Kirijo group know exactly what happened and how much of the aftermath was dealt with.
Food! Thank you. 2S Mama has brought me food! Huh? Yes! My mother has brought me food. Let's see what we're dealing with. Fruit. Good. Whatever that is. And okay. I'll eat this here in a second after we get past this part. Okay.
The aftermath.
So anyway, basically the everything's going to shit, right? Let's go, 30-year-old streamer eats life on stream. Yes!
Cleanup efforts continued until quite recently. They were using some method known only to them, entirely behind our backs. We think they've been conducting illegal activities in the 10 years since then, while hiding behind their cleanup efforts.
And you wish for me to confirm this?
Not only do you have a relationship with us, you have a persona and extensive experience in the field. We can't think of a better...
But how do you know that? How the hell do you know that?
And since I'm not directly affiliated with the police, if I were to be caught in a trap, it wouldn't lead back to you.
If that's the way you want to put it.
You didn't divide being 30 years. Hey. Don't worry about it. My reply was meant to be sarcastic, but this conversation is exceptionally draining. I must applaud public safety. They know everything about anyone that chooses to investigate. There's no point in trying to bargain with them. He continues explaining indifference as if able to sense my resignation.
Last year, in conjunction with the Kirijo group, we established an unofficial department in the force, nicknamed the Shadow Operatives. It's a special unit capable of dealing with shadow-related cases.
This is news to my ears. That's a rather bold move. You went so far as to join forces with the ones you suspect of illicit activities?
That's exactly why we did it. We must keep a leash on them by integrating them into the system.
But the police are far behind information-wise. Officially, you are higher on the chain of command, but less so in practice.
I try throwing out a theory as I begin to get a grasp on what they're talking about. The man didn't so much as flinch, but he didn't give me much of any answer
You need
either.
some leverage to keep your hold on them. Thus, this secret investigation. What exactly do you want me to do?
Rude.
That will depend on your answer.
So that's the game plan, I figured as much. An organization as big as the Kirijo group is hiding the secret about shadows. Now should I take the job or not? As a person with a persona ability, I'm naturally interested in learning as much is to know about the shadows. And this job could potentially give me leverage over the government in the future. While I'm deep in thought, the man continues as if he can read my mind.
If you think we're hiring you to further our organization, you're mistaken.
You're mistaken.
Our sources say it's possible that they've been talking students from the Kirijo-owned school into doing their dirty work. They've been pleading ignorance while making ordinary kids clean up whatever messes they've left. And that we don't forgive. We're supposed to be upholding the law. We can't overlook things like this.
He's surprised and sincere. He starts staring right at me. Unlike before, his eyes are strong and bold, and he truly doesn't want anyone innocent to suffer. Of course, this could be an act of convincing me, but even that I could agree with on that opinion. All that remains is to find out the Kirijo's intention.
In that case, I accept. Though I don't plan on abandoning my school life here. I'll do what I can to help, but only within those limits.
I think the other stories that are important is Mitsuru's and Aiga's. That would make sense. I would never have dictated conditions like this before. The reason I had come to the town and transferred to Yasagame High School was for my investigation. But the school life and the dear friends that I've gained have become irreplaceable to me. It may sound childish to demand that I stay with my friends, but if they refuse to budge in that regard, that's that.
That's fine with us.
What? Oh. He accepted my condition almost too easily. He then immediately begins to explain the details of the case.
At the end of this month, the Kirijo group is airlifting some special cargo. Kirijo has asked our help in making sure the cargo is transported safely. We'd like you to accompany them as a police observer.
What do they mean, transported safely?
A police escort, assurance of no public investigation if any unforeseen situation were to arise, things like that. Of course, if anything does happen, we will hold them responsible.
And what is this special cargo?
What is it?
It's something to do with the shadow research. They've admitted that much, but we don't know the exact details.
The shadow research.
According to our research, it's most likely something from the old ergonomics research laboratory, classified as risk level 4.
Risk level 4?
In other words, even though it's sealed up tight, it's extremely dangerous.
They even have a risk scale for things like this. It seems that Kirijo's research goes into variety of different things. As I'm thinking, the man slides a photograph to me. It's a beautiful young lady. Her eyes show strong will and strive to her blazing red hair. Oh, Mitsuru, how are you doing? That hair reminds me of something. I may have seen her photo while going through the documents regarding poor islanders, and of course this girl in this picture
This woman will be on that flight. Her name is Mitsuru Kirijo.
Yeah, the Mitsuru Kirijo.
Kirijo.
She's the oldest daughter of the Kirijo family, Koetsu Kirijo's granddaughter. It was he who devised the experiments 12 years ago. You should know that she's also a powerful Persona user.
Persona user besides us? I was suspecting something like this, but to hear it out loud is still shocking. So there are Persona users other than the ones involved with the case last year.
We believe she took the lead in gathering students 3 years ago when she was still in high school. We'd like you to first go to her residence and meet with her.
All right.
I'm sure you figured out by now, since she's a high-ranking Kirijo group official and a Persona user, but she's a shadow operative. She's member number 1, the general manager. And not because she's a Kirijo, but because she has the abilities to back it up. Can you do this?
Hey,
She's
Makoto would be number 1 if
This
he was
won't be
so
easy for you.
Let's be honest with ourselves.
I already accepted your assignment, so I must simply make the best of it.
Yep. I offer my hand. He has the firm grip of someone who works on the front lines of the law. So we're going to Mitsuru's house. A few days later, I received a message informing me that the transport is to be on the 1st of May. It's not a school day, but since I've taken the job, there's nothing I can do about it. And in fact, I should be glad that I didn't overlap with the extended holiday. I haven't heard the details, but expected some important arrangements during Golden Week. Arrangements to reunite with the upperclassman Yu Narukami, who was the leader of the group during the last year's incident. I keep thinking about our reunion. It's only been 2 weeks since he left, but it feels so much longer. I suppose that goes to show how much I look forward to it. But I'm going off track. I need to think about my new job, so I hastily pull myself together. Oh. Ooh, we're in a nice... This music. The second I heard it, the first thing I thought about, the first thing was... oh, what is it called? Talking to Tonica in P3. And, the old guy. The cargo is due to transfer from the laboratory near the Kirijo mansion. I make sure the mansion is present myself, and I end up accompanying the security details. The limousine is incredibly long. So I got a sandwich here. Ooh. Food. I am quite famished. Let me get a couple bites here real quick. That is a damn good sandwich. Got guac on it. Yeah, apparently isn't all that rare for an upperclassman in other countries to ride in cars this long. But this downside... It's where I make...
Nice to meet you. My name is Naoto Shirogane. I'll be acting as an observer today.
Alright, what are we doing?
I've been told about you. It's nice meeting you as well. I'm Mitsuru Kirijo.
Oh, hi, Blaze. That name's familiar. Ren! Oh, hello, Ren. How are you doing? Her beauty is enough to attract anyone's attention. She was so much less imposing than in the picture.
I didn't expect the police's observer to be so young.
Does that bother you?
No. I didn't mean to doubt.
How am I?
your
I'm doing
abilities.
pretty good.
Forgive
Not gonna
me.
lie. I take a look at Kirijo-san's face. She's the only daughter of the founding family, but it's been 2 years since she's renounced the practice of the Kirijo group being run by the family. In other words, she's simply the CEO's daughter now, not the heir to the company. She must be used to constant stress being a female leader at such a young age. Getting people to acknowledge her must have been a struggle. I don't need to mince my words in the dealing with types like her. I decided to cut to the chase.
What are the contents of your cargo?
Yeah, before we continue this conversation, I need to continue eating because this is so good. That is a good sandwich.
I'm ashamed to have to admit this, but since the original researchers have passed away, we don't know what's in it either.
Wait, so we have no idea what we're taking, but it's a risk level 4 or
Can't allow
5?
the worst case scenario for such an item to come to pass in the middle of a city. That's why we plan to transfer these items to a distant facility according to their indicated risk level.
Okay. A natural decision. Her posture, her actions, this is what was all an act. I would commend her for her ability to deal with the unexpected. But personally, my impression is that she's a trustworthy person. Before leaving, I had a chance to see the Kirijo mansion. I have to say, it's surprisingly simple. It felt as though its prioritized function is efficiency over meaningless luxury, perhaps a reflection of their own personality. At any rate, her intelligence and presence are proof enough of her upbringing. If she was hiding something, it would be hard to figure
Then I'll
out.
stay near the cargo along with the police escort. I'll contact you immediately if anything happens.
All right. If anything is unclear to you, feel free to ask me.
Yeah, there's a lot that is unclear to me, man. Like, we don't even know what's in here, and apparently it's dangerous. Her eyes look straight at me, and I feel as if she could see through anything. I end our conversation shortly after and quietly wait for us to arrive. Here's the bookmark. Yosuke was only 12 scenes? Wonder how many scenes this is. Ah, we're at the airport. It's a nice big plane. Anyway, the limousine, transport truck, and multiple security cars reached the airport without any incident. The cargo may be dangerous, but according to the records, it has kept safely in storage for the past 10 years. Plus, it's worthless to the average person. Because of this, the people involved in the security don't look tense. Karijo-san's hands her servant her travel bag. It's almost as if she is simply going on vacation.
Yakushima.
Yakushima. The plane's destination is one of the southern islands. I'm sure it'd be fun to go with everyone. I realize what I'm thinking, and I have to laugh to myself. A year ago, I never thought I'd be considered that it would be fun to spend time with others, but I can't help but think that way now. Soon, they'll begin moving the cargo out of the truck. What kind of sandwich? I have no clue. It's got cheese, ham, guacamole, bacon, turkey. It's a club of some sort. I think it's called the California Club. I don't really know. Soon they'll begin. Yeah. They pass through a gate of large cargo shipments. The shipments is imposing metal cases that, among all the other shipping containers, doesn't attract much attention for the airport staff. But it's not long before the final case is unloaded from the truck. It's obviously different from the rest. It's covered in what seems to be heavy industrial grade steel. About 1 meter wide and broad and 2.5 meters tall. Seeing like something's very important is in there. But even if someone was targeting the shipment, it would be impossible to steal that. 4 men in suits slowly tipped the case sideways and placed it on a cart. Seeing it on its side reminds me of something. It looks like a coffin. Is it Makoto's coffin? The moment I realize that, a shiver runs down my spine. This looks big enough for a person to lie down in. Could they really be somebody inside? Could it be that tight security is not to prevent the theft, but to keep the cargo from escaping? No, I can't. How could I be imagining things like this without any proof? I shake my head to clear it off into pointless thoughts. Am I shaking because I heard it's something to do with shadows? Eventually, the check-in process is complete and the announcement begins boarding. That goes through the airport, relaxing a bit, relieved that nothing had happened up to this point. Once the plane takes off, the only thing in our way is the sky. I had to put an earpiece tuned to the police radio to keep up with the current situation. So far, nothing out of the ordinary. Karijo-san's group finished checking in and boarded the plane. The cargo should be loaded soon. It's a coffin that could perhaps fit a robot? Like Lapras? That could make sense. After I supersize that, I check in and suddenly the urgent voice jumps onto the board.
Squawk code has changed to 7500.
7500.
Having trouble mentally shifting gears after a long period of inactivity. I never imagined I would hear that number with my own ears.
7500? A hijacking?
Wait, what? Let me get a bite of my sandwich. Did the plane just get hijacked? That'd be a huge problem if it did. Wait a minute. By who? That can't be a coincidence. Could they have been set up by a police in the Karijo group? No, there's no benefit for either of them to get involved in the general public. So if that's the
Is
case,
it the cargo they want?
there really is someone after the cargo. Wait, if they're They're after the cargo. Why hijack the plane? If they could not try to steal the cargo, would it be after Kirijo-san? No, that doesn't feel right. Hijacking isn't an efficient method to carry out a kidnapping or an assassination. If they have the time and the resolve to pull this off, it would be far better to try and taking out the plane mid-flight. I can't figure out this objection. Why would they do something that attracts so much attention? This is a very particular time to attempt a takeover of a plane. Very peculiar indeed. Hijacking before departure forfeits the biggest benefit of hijacking. But at the same time, all normal airport operations will come to a halt while everyone turns their focus to the plane in question. The airport will naturally stop loading baggage onto the plane while the hijacking goes on. It's a perfect distraction. So they are after the cargo.
If that was the case, the hijacking is only a decoy. But would they really risk their lives hijacking a plane over one piece of cargo?
As I'm thinking, I scan the area from a viewpoint up in the boarding area. I see a van that has been parked near the cargo area, subtly peeling out. Gotta love Adachi's theme. A suspicious departure all this time. I have a bad feeling about this, but this cargo was just unloaded right in front of my eyes. I didn't see anyone steal it. Hold on. The 4 men in suits with the hand cart. I don't see them. I lost track of them in the rush of activities after the hijacking call. I grind my teeth and interrupt the radio call.
002, over. A suspicious vehicle is leaving the scene. Stay in pursuit. It's a large vehicle, about 2 tons. License plate.
Somebody stole it. Somebody stole a giant box for somebody. I hear someone confirm with Roger, but there's shouting and confusion going on in the background. I'm unsure if my intentions have been understood. I run across the airport by myself. I need to grab a hold of these people tail, even if it's gonna give me a few hairs. Of course, there's no way that I can catch a vehicle on foot, but I have a plan. I run down the escalator and bolt for the passenger pickup area at the arrival lobby. I look around outside and there it is, just as I thought. The suspicious vehicle was coming this way. The airport road layout is a loop. After leaving the department lobby, cars must have turned and curved back around to the arrival lobby before being able to reach the surface street. I hide in the crowd and wait for the van to get closer. And as I pass by, I throw a small sticky lump. Why do you have a small sticky lump? That just doesn't make any sense. Anyway, try to take another bite. Man, that's a good sandwich. Lucky for me, it strikes and sticks low on the van's side. There's a compact transmission in there. You'd have to be pretty close to pick up the signal, but it's better than nothing. I take my hat off and wipe my forehead. The pedestrians around me begin to stir. Everyone stops and stares at their smartphones. I didn't need to look. I knew. The first news of a hijacking has hit the media. I put my hat back on and pull the brim low. I'll have to be careful not to let all the information fly about confusing me. Around 45 minutes pass without any more clear information coming through. There's chaos on the radio and people are panicking. But after an hour, there's confusion suddenly stops and shocking reports come in.
All personnel on scene. The suspects have been apprehended. The hijacking is over. I repeat.
They dealt with it so soon?
Wait, what? What? Why did they deal with it so soon? Though some passengers were ill, there were no casualties. As far as I knew, the hijacking didn't even make any demands. It's hard to think that the police could have negotiated with them. But on the other hand, there's no indication that the special assault team had stormed the plane. Did the group surrender now that there's a decoy objective?
What's going on here?
Just then, a radio call came directly
Operator
from
to
me.
002, over. The hijacking has been dealt with, but the transfer must be canceled. The whereabouts of one piece of cargo cannot be confirmed. All indications are that it has been stolen.
Then that vehicle earlier. Are you still in pursuit?
We're tracking it through the end system. Head to the guest room immediately so we can discuss our response.
It looks like my call to report that suspicious van has not been a
Understood.
mistake. Okay, so now we're at the conference room. Soon after the involved parties were gathered in the conference room, Kirijo and the police are talking hurriedly. A good number of them quickly put together a team are not aware of the confidential nature of this matter. I imagine things won't be proceeding so smoothly. At any rate, the van on the run can be tracked through the end system. The hijackers were handed over the airport police, while those of us who knew the truth about the cargo were moved to
That was a
another
very
building.
tidy operation. I had thought it would take at least half a day.
To put it delicately, we had someone with special abilities handling this. Then again, though we prevented any harm from coming to the hostages, we lost the cargo.
Special abilities. Did Akihiko do the funny?
Nothing for it, I suppose. Who would have expected an entire hijacking to cover up the theft of some cargo? I must apologize to you as well. I was the closest at hand when it happened.
No, you did more than enough. It's thanks to your sharp eyes that we're able to track the suspicious vehicle now. I'm impressed
Crunch
that you
noise,
realized in all the
ASMR.
chaos
Sorry.
the cargo was the true target.
Sandwich is pretty
You even
crunchy.
spotted their getaway.
Thank you.
It's got bacon in it.
Our next step should be to interrogate the suspects in custody and...
Sadly, it won't be that simple. I haven't heard much yet, but it seems they're having unexpected difficulties with the interrogation. It will take some time.
If they were prepared to risk their lives for this operation, I suppose they won't break so easily.
We made an error in judgment. We were too focused on preventing the item itself from doing any damage.
But since they targeted something so unusual, that should narrow down the suspect pool.
True.
I can't deny it's possible that someone connected to the Kirijo group is behind this.
But
Thank
who?
you for your assistance, Shirogane. I'm sorry to have involved you in this mess, but the professionals will take it from here.
Professionals. In other words, she plans to investigate this herself as a shadow
Does that mean
operator.
my work here is done?
I'm afraid so. We do value your cooperation.
This is a bit of a pickle. The Kirijo group and the police want to keep this under wrap. That is, they cannot open the public investigation. On top of that, the shadow operatives are technically an organization working for the police, so there's no room for freelancing here, which means there's no need for me to be involved in the investigation any further. Insisting to stay on this case would only draw attention. With no other decision, I decided to take a leave. Oh, sick, I'm at my hotel room. Wow, this is a nice hotel room. Bit small. That's not that bad. It must have been chaos at the office despite the unusual events. The man who hired me has not yet gotten in touch. I entertained the thought of returning home to Inaba, but luckily enough, I bought enough luggage for a short trip out of town. I decided to stay the night at a business hotel near the airport and wait a while for my client to contact me. Time passes. At 9 o'clock, I finally received a call from the man.
Things have taken an unexpected turn. This case is under the jurisdiction of the shadow operatives now.
That will make it very difficult to continue my secret investigation.
But right now, you're the only one we have who's gotten that close. We heard you earned Kirijo's trust after the hijacking. We'd like you to keep up your investigation. We're currently making arrangements for you to pick it up again in a natural way.
What are you gonna have me do? I will not act as a spy.
I'll be in touch later.
Whoa. Yeah, she's not gonna be a spy, guys. No. He hangs up without waiting for my reply. I sigh. I feel a weight on my heart. This has a high possibility of turning this into a private investigation for the shadows. Pretty much a polite way of saying corporated espionage. If I'm going to take on this job, I need to have some sort of plan. At any rate, I cannot plan my movements without knowing how the situation is progressing. It would be far better to prepare for tomorrow instead of getting worked up with worry. I read the newspaper and watch some of the TV coverage of today's events, then go to bed early. A day passes, even by night at May 2nd, the man has not contacted me again. It seems the police have trouble zeroing in on the subject's vehicle. Considering the skills with which the crime was pulled off, I wouldn't be surprised if the van had been dumped somewhere and the cargo load onto another vehicle. Going through all the possibilities is just a way to kill time. But it's the only thing I can do. Nothing happened until the sky begins to turn dark and the sun went down. My phone finally rings. But surprisingly, the name on the screen brought a smile to my face.
Yes, Shirogane speaking.
Hi, Nato-kun. I'm not interrupting your work, am I?
Yeah! God, it's you.
No, it's quite alright.
Sorry to call so late. I wanted to at least give it one more shot about tomorrow.
That's right. So much has been happening that I completely forgot the school holiday starts tomorrow. And of course, we're supposed to have a reunion with Yu Senpai when he visits from the city tomorrow. I was supposed to be able to meet up with them. I didn't imagine I'd be stuck here for 3 days, thanks to the attempted hijacking at the airport. But since I've undertaken the job, I have obligations that I can't just abandon. I'm starting to actually feel some anger towards whoever the culprit is.
I'm sorry, but it seems I still won't be able to make it. I'm actually not in Inaba at the moment, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, you mentioned that. Oh, then I guess you can't check even if it rains.
Even if it rains?
Oh, nothing. Just talking to myself.
Just talking to yourself, you say? What was that?
It's okay, Nato-kun. I know there are people who'd be in trouble without you. You need to stay there and help them out.
Yes, well...
Help them out, huh? It irritates me to know that I'm not going to do a pretty much
It
spy.
really is a shame. Give my regards to Senpai and the others, won't you?
Will do. Good luck with the job.
Yeah, good luck. I hang up the phone, seeing my dear senpai again. I feel that much more important than a job with an uncertain outcome, but I feel a little sad that I'm going to miss it. Maybe I should just turn the case down and make a surprise visit
I
tomorrow.
wonder if any train would make it in time.
So how do you get into the TV, or are you even in the TV? But it looks like the case is not about to let me leave. After my talk with Chie, I prepare for bed. And that's when the public safety official calls me again.
It seems we may be back on for the secret investigation. Mitsuru Kirijo just requested our cooperation. We agreed.
Oh, really?
A detective by the name of Kurosawa will be heading out tomorrow. We want you to accompany him to the rendezvous point.
Kurosawa? When I asked about Kurosawa fellow, I received an unanticipated answer. Apparently, he'd helped the Kirijo-san's activities on his own while he was a constable, even though... Wait, Kurosawa? Isn't that the police guy that sold us the weapons in P3? Normally, he would be punished for this, but the situation took 180 degrees.
Kurosawa is willing to leak you whatever info he learns about the Kirijo group through his cooperation with them.
I'm surprised he agreed to that. Hasn't he assisted Kirijo-san and her group in the past?
It sounds familiar.
I'm afraid that's something you'll have to ask him about, although he seems to have his own agenda.
I confirmed several other details before ending the call. Detective Kurosawa is working with the Kirijo group, but if they have information to leak, that means they must have located the vehicle in question. Still, considering how long it took them to find it, I may be in for a long trip. Whenever I'm going to be sent to now, I shrugged to myself. Where are you going to be sent to? The next day, May 3rd, I meet with Detective Kurosawa. I expect someone who looks shadier, but the man appears to hard-working and honest.
Kurosawa.
I'm Naoto Shirogane. Thank you.
I've heard rumors about you, Ace Detective. Let's get going.
He makes our greeting brief, and I get into Detective Kurosawa's car. It is. Is it? I can't tell. It is the weapon seller. A private investigation in a location that I have no prior knowledge or experience of. This was a depressing job in the first place, and the addition of more and more unknown variables is only making me more displeased with
You
it.
seem pretty listless.
Oh no, I'm fine. Where are we headed, by the way?
The place where they found the getaway car from the hijacking. A town called Inaba. It's a small place with an odd history. They just had a bizarre serial murder case there last year.
Inaba?
Inaba! We're going home!
That's your hometown, right? Isn't that why they're sending you? The request I got from the shadow operatives was to assist in gathering information about those murders. They want me to meet with a supervising detective of that case and ask him for the full story. Not only are they part of public safety, they're an unofficial unit. They can't come to the district police for information.
Why him? Is his case related to the robbery in some way?
Public safety is sharper than you might think. They do basic reviews on all cases to see if shadows were involved. Inaba is on their watch list now. And with that cargo being brought there, they naturally suspect a connection between the cases.
If there is a connection, then it might be related to our case. I begin to have ominous thoughts and my expression darkens. But Detective Kurosawa doesn't probe into that topic. Perhaps he's the type of person who doesn't judge people based on evidence, but gets a feeling of the conversation and actions. How can I reflect in his eye? I can't help but wonder. I can't believe. Let me take a bite of my sandwich real quick. Okay, first off, why are there so many TVs? Second off, why are we here? The detective in charge of the case must be none other than Dojima. Dojima! And now, just though as a professional, Dojima acts as Yusepai's guardian while he stays in Inaba. I feel like I'm betrayed him as well, and I can't stop myself from sighing again. Soon enough, Detective Kurosawa steps out of the station, though he was coming back. But halfway to his car, he turns and walks into the junkyard. I wonder what he's doing. I'll stick my head out of the window and try to track him. There's another car parked behind a pile of junk. That distinctive grill style. That's Kirijo-san's limousine. I hurriedly pull my head back into the car. That's right, Detective Kurosawa came here to cooperate with Kirijo-san. But still, to bring me along and park so close to her is, again, it's unnatural to park far from the rendezvous point. Detective Kurosawa made the right decision. I calm down and slide into the rear seat, keeping my head low. Still, Kirijo-san uses the black limousine while undertaking her shadow operation duties as well. That car sticks out like a sore thumb here in Inaba. Heck, it's distinctive anywhere in Japan. Why would someone as clever as Kirijo-san take that car on a special mission like this? Does she have some profound reasoning behind it? After a while, Detective Kurosama finally comes back to the car.
Kurosawa-san, may I ask you something?
You're asking that now?
Yeah.
That would be your very first question.
After wiping a dry smile from his face, Detective Kurosawa turns to me in an incredible serious
You can
expression.
spy on Mitsuru Kirijo and her shadow operatives to your heart's content and never find anything suspicious. But for that to be understood, at some point or another, everything she does has to be investigated to eliminate those doubts. In which case, it's better someone like you do the investigating than someone official who will never understand. That's all there is to it.
So he does have a reason.
Thank you
after
for
all.
your cooperation.
I'll leave the rest in your hands.
I exit the vehicle. Kurosawa-san takes his car onto the highway and speeds out of sight. He has no doubts whatsoever regarding Kirijo-san's activities. To be honest, I'm inclined to agree with him, but I can't jump to conclusions without any evidence. I use heaps of junk as cover to sneak close to the limousine and watch. Not long after, I see two people exit the vehicle. How are you doing? One of them is Kirijo-san. However, unlike what I saw at the airport, she's wearing equipment that likely suited for combat. The other person looks strange.
Is that the fabled humanoid weapon?
Oh God, I guess it's gonna pick me up from a mile away. I'm guaranteed it. There was information about the humanoid weapon mixed in with all the data I had about the Kirijo group, but when I first saw it, I was so confused. But that has to be what's standing in front of me. It seems natural, almost lifelike, but there's no denying that it's an artificial construction. It seems that the rumors of orthodox anti-shadow units were true. Another man joins the. He's true as outlandish attire. He was shirtless and wore a red cloak like a desert nomad. This is a perfect example of someone you ought to be detained for questioning. I compare his face to a list of pictures of people involved with the situation. While his taste in clothes has changed, I believe this man is Akihiko Sanada. Akihiko! I can't imagine that he would possess him to go about dressing like this, but I speculate about their actions. What business do they have here in a junkyard? There's nothing here but a pile of junk, a pile of broken household electronics and abandoned televisions. Then it hit me. Detective Kurosawa had told Kirijo about the last year's incident, and of course she had a prior knowledge of personas and shadows. There's no doubt she heard the idea of entering the TV world. After all, it appears many times in the testimony of the killer from last year. Dojima-san may have disregarded it for being too far-fetched, but Detective Kurosawa must have caught on. I take a closer look. There's a mountain of old television sets, victims of last year's switch digital broadcasting.
They're not planning to enter a TV from here, are they?
They might. Even as I say that, the mechanical girl already has her hand sticking into the TV screen. It's exactly as I thought. The mere fact that they were testing what they heard so recently cannot bode well. Uncertainly crossed my mind. Then 3 of them clearly prepared to enter the telephone. Should I blow my cover and warn them about what they're doing? If they enter, they may not be able to leave. But the other world should no longer be dangerous anymore. And I heard from Yosuke Senpai that he asked Teddy to leave the exit TV out just in case. If they're Persona users, they should be able to handle a shadow. They shouldn't be any pure. But Kirijo-san has decision. What?
The other members will wait here in the car.
Yeah. If we all barge in and something happens, we'll be devastated.
Now that you mention it, at least one of us should be staying behind as well.
I am not staying.
Us 3 will be plenty. We'll end this in a flash. No problem.
The same as always. Although, we have no idea what might be waiting for us on the other side. Don't get careless.
Right.
This situation, it brings back memories.
Ready!
Why enter the TV? What's going on?
My question is, I thought you had to have the special ability from Izanami to enter the TV. Because Yu was able to enter the TV. The other guy who kidnapped Nanako was able to enter the TV. And Adachi was able to enter the TV. Because they all interacted with Izanami. And the rest of the team had to go with Narukami in order to get in, because he was like the key to get in. How were they able to enter the TV? Can like any Persona user enter the TV? The key. Oh, so you have to have a Persona to. Okay. That makes sense. Okay? Just Persona users can go in.
Is the stolen cargo inside the TV?
Should I chase after them? If I turn back, there may never be able to find the 3 of them again. And if that happens, the truth about the case will be lost forever. If a property has been placed in the TV world, it means that whoever stole it knows the truth about last year's incidents. And if that's the case, then I can't ignore this, no matter what my assistant task is. Plus,
If they're determined to enter the TV despite not knowing the risks,
calls
I can
Namatame
hardly
Nanako.
allow
Nah.
parties to prevent
The guy
them
who
from
kidnapped
following.
Nanako is Namatame. That's what his name is. I realize that the straw breaks the camel's back is no logic. But my pride, and I smile to myself, but my mind is made up. I stand up and look around and step inside the same television they use. Place a bookmark. Yes, sir. We get another bite. But this time the sensation seems to continue longer than it did when I entered the TV as part of the investigation team. Before I know it, the falling has ended. I take cover behind a pillar and look around for the three shadow operatives. Did I lose them? We all entered from the same television, so we should have arrived in the same place. I relax a little bit and take a look around. When I stand up, I notice it, but it's difficult to believe. I take a good look, hard look. This is the school. It's not only that, but
Sokami High School? What's going on?
this is the gate to the school I attend. The familiar school building is inside, but there's something unfamiliar out in front. There's a stack of strange monitors. They're all displaying the word P1 Grand Prix. Oh, great! This place looks like a real world, but there's something warping about it. It feels like the world is dangerous again. Like it's been a while since the investigation team incident, but the world has returned to the way it was before. While I'm thinking, the students come walking out of the building. They gather together, and soon the area is filled with people.
Impossible. How could there be this many people in the TV world?
Unless they're not people. Could be. Start cheering. I see an all too familiar burst of static play on the monitor.
Rivals. They are friends, yet powerful foes. The desperate fighting program amongst high school students. A new legend is about to start.
Yay! We gotta watch this again.
May the manliest of all men come on down!
Nobody touches his precious Nanako, the sister complex kingpin of steel, Yu Narukami!
It's only natural.
Wage slave in the boonies by day, hero by night, Captain Resentiment, Yosuke Hanamura!
Everything that bores me has gotta go!
A spunky dragon with deadly legs, the carnivore who's discarded womanhood, Chie Satonaka!
You need to eat more meat!
Please escort me to the ring, my prince, the unconquerable Snow Black, Yukiko Amagi!
Yay.
Finish you in one strike!
Blooming roses and bulging muzzles, the blood-curdling beefcake emperor, Kanji Tatsumi!
Yeah, Kanji!
Deep into realms of romance, the body of a child, the brain of a genius, the 2,000 IQ killjoy detective, Naoto Shirogane!
Is
With
this
her
an
persona
army
that
of
is this big.
Fight and survive towards the one throne waiting at the end! The P1 Grand Prix, where fierce fights will be fought! The battle begins tonight!
What?
What? Killjoy detective? The shock leaves me dumbfounded for a while. Plus, you senpai sister complex kingpin? Well, it's true that... No, calm down, Naoto. Calm down and analyze the situation. This otherworldly program where real people fumbles around exaggerated in unworldly proportions. The static before the TV made it very clear. This broadcast can only be the Midnight Channel. And what was the fighting tournament about? The members of the investigation team are all in the
It
combatants?
seemed that Teddy was acting as the host for this.
All of us know that Senpai is coming back to Inaba during Golden Week. Then could this be some kind of way to welcome him back? No. Calling him a sister complex kingpin, that's not a welcome, that's a challenge. Who would publicize a negatively nickname like that? Besides, whatever the reason, I can't imagine that someone would seriously want us to fight each other. What's going on? Does it mean that the rest of them are in the TV world as well? Without warning, a sound of a microphone feedback pierces my ears.
Hello, boys and girls of Yasogami. Sorry for the wait.
Oh, hey, Toru Adachi. Is this you? What are you doing?
That voice. That's Rise-san.
The students go wild. On the monitor, Teddy appears and wearing some sort of costume.
I'm proud to announce the commencement of our very own P1 Grand Prix!
It looks like Rise-san and Teddy are the ones running this. Do they really plan on holding this P1 Grand Prix?
And now the moment you've all been waiting for. The challenger in our first battle.
If the promotional video is correct, then are the members of the investigation team going to show up? Just as I lean forward to see what's going on, the spotlight shine directly in my face, blinding me.
Naoto Shirogane!
What?
Listen, I don't want to be a part of this, man. The students around me raise their fists in the air and shout. This is a pickle. It seems that I wouldn't be able to chase Kirijo-san down at this rate. First the plane hijacking, now another unforeseen interruption.
Come on down now, Chan!
Teddy, what is the meaning of this?
Didn't you watch the intro video? It's a fighting tournament!
I gathered as much, but I was asking why you would do such a thing. Pitting friend against friend in battle is going too far for a joke.
It's not a joke, though. I'm giving this 100%, just like I always do.
Uh-huh.
Get out there now, Chan. Show me everything you've got.
You're not making any sense. Besides, there's...
While I'm speaking, I see an area in front of me twist. I close my eyes at once. When I open them, I see only certain things around me have been warping by whatever that was. The scene on the monitor, the students around me. I blink and rub my eyes, but I soon realize that my eyes aren't playing tricks on me.
Are these students an illusion someone is creating?
With their skin missing, the students have become dark shapes that can only resemble a human form. Are these shadows of some sort? Well, I do find it hard to believe that so many people could have wandered into the TV world. Even if this many people did get in here, the town should be in an uproar over the mass disappearance of so many students. It makes more sense for them to be shadows, but if that's the case, why did I see them as students? Could it be Teddy and Rise do both have the power to interfere with other people's thoughts to a certain extent? It may be possible for them to projecting illusions into my mind, but that would prove that two of them really are a host of the show. I decide not to jump to any conclusions for now. Even if two of them are behind this, why would they hold a tournament and deceive me with illusions? I would be able to figure out anything until I determine what their objective is. As I'm considering my next course of action, Teddy, or should I say General Teddy, speaks directly to me.
What are you all fidgety for now, John? You need to powder your nose?
No! Anyway, if this is not a joke, can I assume you won't easily let me go?
Bingo! You have to win the fight if you want to move on. Only the one who makes it to the very end is set free.
Uh-huh. This is getting me nowhere. Talking to him isn't helping figure out what's going on here.
Let's get this started. Bring out the first opponent.
So who's going to be the first opponent? Another spotlight appears across from me. A person steps in the darkness. It's
been a while now, Naoto.
Whoa! Hello, Narukami. How are you doing? I'm so surprised. I thought it was going to be the Kirijo group.
Senpai? Why are you here?
I promised I'd come back during Golden Week. Don't tell me you forgot.
Oh god, he sounds like Adachi. Ah!
No. Of course I remembered. It's just, I didn't expect to see you here.
I could say the same thing. I heard you couldn't make it because of your job.
Yes. Actually, I'm here on matters related to my work. It came as a surprise to me as well.
Looks like you're as uninterested in socializing as always.
What? Huh? What did he just say?
Everyone says that though they think of you as a friend, they never get the same vibe from you.
God, he sounds like Adachi. Everyone says that though you think you're a friend, they never get the same vibe from you.
That's not true. I just happen to be busy with a case. But really, now's not...
Work, work, work. I guess work's all you care about in the end, even now. I'd say you're more concerned with your work than us. I get it. Hanging out with people outside work is a burden for you. It's like an invasion of your privacy.
Senpai?
He's not the type of person to speak too poorly of others, is he? Is this an illusion too?
Relax. I'll help get you knocked out of the tournament so you can get back to the work you love so much.
The Adachi fan is surprised that Adachi does use as well. Yeah, I know it does, but usually like it sounds a tiny bit different. But whenever he's evil,
What? Are you serious?
like when Narukami's evil, it sure as hell sounds like Senpai attacks me with this persona. That wasn't an illusion. It was real. If he'd hit me, I would have been seriously injured, but now I know something. He's clearly not in the right mind right now. The leader of the investigation team, I know, would never, under any circumstances, harm his friends.
What reunion this is turning into. If I must fight you, I...
Alright, boys. Let's do this. I don't know Naoto's thing, so we're gonna have to try this out. Yeah, alright, let's see what we're dealing with. Commands. Judge of Hell. Critical Shot. Mudo, Hamon. Oh god, he's angry. Stop! Oh, you can shoot? Oh, I got him!
Farewell.
Oh, that was pretty pathetic. Naruto can one-shot characters, but it's a bit tricky. She can? That's a bit overpowered, don't you say? My shoulder heaves as I gasp for breath. I managed to win, but Senpai was as strong as ever.
Naoto, are you okay?
Senpai stands up and offers me a hand as I sit on the ground. Despite the fact that he was hurt worse than I was, he looks into my eyes, showing that he is seriously worried about me. He's a completely different person than the person I saw before the battle. Yes, this is the person I know.
Thank goodness.
Huh?
I mean, are you all right too, Senpai? I'm sorry for hurting you, even though the circumstances demanded it.
Oh, everything's fine here. You're back to the usual Naoto, I see.
The usual?
What's that supposed to mean? I wonder what that use of the word usual, but there are more important matters at
Can you
hand.
tell me what's going on here?
Yes, the Mudo and Hamon skills. Oh, they actually insta-kill. Senpai tells me that what happened in Inaba while I was gone. I'm at a loss for words. The Midnight Channel started airing again. The video I saw was the promotional video for something called the Grand Prix, the P1 Grand Prix. Apparently it had been shown a few times before I just saw it. Wait, that video, it was shown all over town? No, now's not the time to let that sort of thing discourage me. According to Yu Senpai, not only did the Midnight Channel make a comeback, but several of us, Kanji, Kun, Teddy, and Rise have gone missing. Senpai and the others entered the TV and Junas to
I
investigate
was
this.
shocked to see it looking completely different than before.
Indeed. But it seems, at least in part, to be an illusion.
Really?
In fact, the students gathered to watch our battle were not real.
Oh, yeah. They did seem like shadows, but different somehow. I didn't get the sense that they were hostile, though.
I thought that Rise-san and Teddy might have been illusions too, but both have gone missing. And given their persona abilities...
I cut myself off. Senpai shakes his head
It's
in response.
possible that really was them. But we should have faith. If our enemy can use illusions, they might be victims as well.
You're right. I can at least have more faith in my friends than that.
I raise my head to look at Senpai, who is watching me. Our eyes meet and I hurriedly look away.
Speaking of which, why are you here, Naoto?
That's...
There's the question. Well, it was only natural. But I'm here on business, not anything personal. I cannot disclose the details of my investigation. Now, not only are there rules, but I spoke up, I would end up getting him involved. I have to avoid that at all costs, as I decide what to say.
You know, forget I asked. I'm just happy to see you again.
Me too.
Just happy to see you.
I'm sorry.
What's the matter now?
I mean, well, about me being unsociable. Please understand that it's not because my work is more important than my friends.
Huh? I've never thought that about you at all. I don't think any of us have.
Senpai.
Alrighty, time to break up your little chat.
What?
Teddy!
Now John wins! Very impressive beating up the almighty sensei. But now it's time for you to go on. Your next opponent's already waiting.
When his speech is over, the monitor shuts off. Next opponent, huh? I'd rather not continue this charade, but I have to push forward in order to get a hold on the situation.
Well then, we should get going.
Yu Senpai nods reassuringly. I feel a sense of relief welling up within me. I can't let my guard down, but knowing that Senpai is here with me to help me face whatever lies ahead, there's nothing to fear. Or so I thought. Senpai is walking next to me when he suddenly stops.
What the? An invisible wall? What is this?
Ah, great, an invisible wall. There's nothing there. I wave my hand through the place where Senpai said he couldn't pass through, but I don't feel anything. But Senpai doesn't look like he's faking it. There's a monitor turns on again. Teddy's face fills the screen.
Did I forget to tell you? Only the winner can move on to the next fight. No one's getting out of this school until a champion's been crowned. Only the one who fights to the very end and comes out on top can leave.
So neither opponent can leave the area unless they fight each other. You go on ahead, Naoto. I'll try and find a way to catch up.
Very well. Be careful, Senpai.
I will. See you later.
Alright, bye-bye, Narukami. I am hesitant to leave Senpai behind, but I can't be helped. I'd like to try to destroy the wall, but there's nothing I can do. Nothing I can do if I can't touch it. With Senpai smiling at me, I decide to go on ahead. It looks like no matter how many people I fight, I have to progress myself. After some time walking, I run smack into something even though there's nothing there. I didn't understand what was going on first, but I soon come to a realization. So this is one of those invisible walls Senpai was talking about. It seems that one of them wouldn't allow anyone to pass no matter who wins a fight. It's completely transparent. The only way to know if there is to feel its glass-like smoothness. I have no choice, but I have to take a detour. But time after time, these walls keep getting in my way. I'm not choosing my path. I'm being herded. I suppose I'm following some plan laid out by whoever set this up. Oh no, not the gym! After I opened the door to the gym, I saw a space cleared away for that. As I expected, General Terry appears on the screen.
You're so slow now, Chan. Your second opponent's been waiting for you.
I've said it before, but I don't intend to fight my friend.
Alrighty, let's do this. Bring out the next opponent.
Who is it? Is it Chie? It's Chie or
Yo, how's it hanging now, doll?
I'm gonna have a heart attack. Hello, Kanji. How are you doing? And no, doll. And why is this music playing?
Kanji-kun?
Well, he certainly looks like Kanji-kun, but it only looks that way.
I'm thinking, the way you talk is so lame.
The way you talk, so lame.
Huh?
I thought I was ready to face anyone, but this isn't a matter of being my right mind or not. Is this illusion? Oh, please let this one be an illusion.
Like way too uptight and goody-goody. Makes you sound so distant, you dig?
Is that so?
See, that's what I'm talking about. You could have just said, oh, you think so?
You think so?
Ah, now you're getting it. Now I feel like I'm on your wavelength.
Then again, relatability aside, I feel like you were miles away from me to begin with.
Hey, you're doing it again. With the Miss Manners act.
I'm sorry. It's a habit of mine.
Or maybe it's that you don't care about getting close to us, huh? You don't feel like you gotta bother getting to know us and stuff?
Of course I don't think. Hell no, man.
You never warm up to anyone because you set your standards so goddamn high.
Oh dear, he's shown his true self.
Oh,
Is it,
God.
you know what? Are you putting on a show of not letting anyone near you because you got no confidence in yourself? Is that it?
Dude, Kanji's is going straight for the heart, man. They may be a false accusations, but some of these statements are hitting home. I can't brush these words off, and my heart
You're
aches.
so nervous. Your height? Your body? That girly voice?
Let me give you a little lesson in manliness. I hope you're ready for the pain.
Oh, God. This is
Wait,
insanity.
I didn't say any.
Oh, Kanji's going for the heavy hitter. Yeah, place a bookmark, because I'm about to get destroyed by Kanji. Look at that. That's a big boy right there. That's a Kanji Tatsumi.
Finally.
Look at that desk he got. Alright. Let me see what Mudo and Hama. Oh God, she just picked me up like a goddamn toy. I don't know what that does, but
Okay.
nice. Kanji's a grappler? Oh God. Hey, it wasn't that hard. I was just not that bad. Not that bad. Bad, but not that bad.
Kanji-kun, are you alright?
Of course I am. Your attacks are like little bug bites. I just let my guard down, that's all.
Is he back to his normal? I don't know if he's acting tough or trying to be courageous to me, but at least he's back to his usual Kanji self. The usual Kanji-kun. Usual? Wait, did you senpai say that too? Well, at the very least, it seems that the spell is broken once the battle is done. I let out a sigh of relief. Still, for some reason, Kanji has yet to look this way.
Really okay?
Not that bad until
it's
a human player. Oh yeah, I'll get
to be here.
I'll get destroyed if I went up against an actual player.
How? Well, it was a change of pace?
You came into the TV for a change of pace? Did something happen? I'm willing to listen if you'd like to talk about it.
Something to talk about. I mean, wait, not that I don't talk to you. Like, it's not that I do want to talk or that I don't want to. Anyways, it's just sometimes a man wants to go inside a TV by himself.
I'm not sure I follow.
Off my back, Willie. I didn't come in here because I like it. Actually, no. That is why I came. Because I like this place.
What? Kanji, your words are a bit skewing, man. When Chikaji-kun turns around, his face is red, but with anger or something else.
I just don't understand why you're being so loud about it and blushing so fiercely.
I wasn't blushing. Besides, it was all your fault. You're the one that was, well, being all, you know.
Me? What are you talking about?
You want me to come out and say it? Jeez. I thought you'd gone crazy because of that.
Me? Crazy? You were the one who was acting oddly, calling me now doll and whatnot.
Now doll? Why would I call you that?
Wait a second. Acting strange.
Oh, okay, good. Wait, what did Naoto say to Kanji? That's the real question. I saw Kanji-kun, but he's But if he's gone mad, he saw me at the same time, and yet both of us claimed that we hadn't gone crazy. I get it now. That's why you senpai called me the usual Naruto.
Of course. An illusion.
Huh?
I believe we were both under the illusion that the other had lost their mind. That's why neither of us remembers saying what the other heard.
Illusion?
It must be a scheme to make friends fight each other. But if that's the case...
It's not as simple as the person I have to fight being crazy. You senpai and Kanji both said things that dig deep into my personal problems. If there's an illusion, then whoever's creating them has to be someone who knows
The
us.
ability to interfere with other senses, the prior knowledge of us, putting it all together, it must be.
Must be what?
The Teddy acting as the tournament's host, as well as Rise-san. Must be genuine.
You moron, there's no way it's them.
I look up at Kanji in surprise.
That Ted and Rise are fakes. Come on. Not twisted like that. You of all people ought to know.
He doesn't have any proof, but his unshakable trust in us sets me at ease. Even I told him that Rise and Teddy are both missing. I'm sure his answer wouldn't
Who else
change.
then?
Well, you know, there's someone here besides us. I saw her on my way here. Some girl with long hair.
A girl. Did she happen to be wearing a white fur shawl and combat gear beneath it?
Her? What are you talking about? She had on a normal Yasuo girl's uniform and her hair was like tied back.
Oh.
A female student with tied back hair? I don't recall anyone like
Lapras is in here. I thought he might have run into Kirijo-san, but that doesn't appear to have been the case. Is that girl Kanji soon talking about a suspect? I can't
I'll
tell
keep
for
it
sure.
in mind. Well,
Hold on, I'll come with... Wait, what the hell?
And the invisible wall again. Just like last time, I can't touch
the
it
rules
myself.
seem to dictate that only the victor can proceed.
Don't bother. I'll figure this out myself somehow. That aside, you beat me. You better make sure you're the champion in the end.
That's completely irrelevant to the larger objective.
I leave Kanji-kun behind and push on ahead. Nice. In the hallways, we're being shown illusions that portray our opponents have been lost their senses. But why is the host of the tournament going to such elaborate lengths? Obviously, it's to get people who know each other to fight, but if that's the only goal, still I wonder how I'd appear to Senpai and Kanji-kun. I'm not that worried about Senpai, but thinking about Kanji-kun's reaction, how he had blush, he burned a hole in my stomach. He what? As I walk down the hallways, I come to another likely location for a match. Just as I figured, Teddy appeared on the screen.
Your next opponent is a special guest. Got a lady jumping in on the fun. It'll be a big emotional reunion for you now, Chan.
Could it be?
Bring out
Who?
the next up.
Who? Who?
Kirijo-san.
Shirogane, why are you here? I thought you were...
This is a problem. I didn't think we'd run into each other so soon.
Hello, Mitsuru. The purpose of this event is to have the participants fight, and because there was only one path I take, I figured we'd run into each other sooner or later. I never imagined that it'd be this early on, though. Not there's something else I need to concern with. Likely the previous time, the opponents will not be seeing each other correctly. With that in mind, I watch her closely. As unexpected, I see a change in her. Mitsuru's just face twisted to an expression of contempt and her composure
To
shattered.
say I'm surprised to see you here would be an understatement.
Naruto looks so sad. I don't reply. There's no point in saying anything after all.
The silent treatment. How ridiculous that you, who lives a lie, would dig up other people's hidden secrets for a living. You seem gentle, but you maintain an aloof distance that keeps people at arm's length. I've thought that since our first meeting. At first, I thought it must be typical of a detective. But that doesn't seem to be the case. You simply lack confidence in yourself.
I have some trouble staying
You
silent.
hide your true nature, because you know that once you grow close to someone, you'll no longer be able to protect your pride. That's why you won't let anyone in. You use your job as a pretext to keep your distance and never get too attached. And it's from that position that you're trying to discover what others are hiding? How contradictory. Not to mention completely ridiculous and unfair.
God, she's just... I clench my fist in spite of myself. Persona. Kirijo-san's reckless words. Even if it's only illusion, I begin to feel that if I lose, I'll never be able to look at her in the eyes again. I can't lose here.
I'd dearly like to answer your charges, but I see no need. There is no reason to defend myself against the accusations of an illusion.
Alright, time to fight Kirijo. I think this will be the first time we're fighting Kirijo, or Mitsuru. Alright.
Finally.
Ooh.
Please!
Yeah.
Please!
Come on. Oh god. Ah. You're pretty tough, ain't you? Oh. That was just a problem. That's not my problem. That was my problem. But it's fine. We're fine. We're fine. Mitsuru is the best character in the game. Oh, dear lord. We might have a problem here. God, I can't play Naruto well. I don't know what it... I can't play her very well. I prefer to play someone like Narukami. There we go. Not bad. Didn't even get 1,000 arrowed. 1,000 arrowed.
You're stronger than you look. It seems you're a skilled fighter and a persona user as well.
With that, Kirijo-san stands
I'd like
up.
to clear something up. Before our battle, I may have said or done some things that seemed disrespectful, but
I understand. We were shown illusions to goad us into fighting each other.
so you already knew. You are a credit to the Shirogane Moon. In that case, well, I'm willing to forget all the things you said about my body.
What? Wait, what? Her body? What did the illusionary say?
Though, if you're a persona user, that gives weight to two of my theories.
Kirijo-san looks straight at
One
me.
is that you were one of those who solved last year's serial murders. A few proud anonymous heroes.
I shrug, and then I brace myself for the other shoe to drop. I know what she's
The
about to
other
say.
is that you were one of my enemies. You were an observer at the hijacking, which means a persona user was sent specifically, yet you hid that from me. Somehow I doubt you were there just to watch over the cargo. If my suspicions aren't off base, then there's something I must say.
In all honesty, I feel like I have no defense for what's going to happen next. I begin trying to find a way to make it through this conversation without ruining whatever goodwill I may still have with her. But Kirijo-san's next words take me from completely by
Shirogane,
surprise.
Can I ask for your cooperation once again?
What?
Wait, what?
You know more about this world than I do, and since I lost our match, I will be unable to move on from here.
Wait a moment. I thought you distrusted me.
Even if I did, is continuing to oppose each other the wisest course of action?
I have no words. Kirijo-san smiles as she watches me. Her proposal completely surprises me. My surprise must have been confirmed to what she was thinking about me. She knew that I'm not the type of person who would become her enemy under normal circumstances. That is why she smiled. I am no match for her. She's on a completely different level than I am. It's no matter of a social ranking, she simply has a type of personality that makes people want to follow her. Kirijo-san doesn't wait for me to answer and
As you have
continue.
guessed, we are here in pursuit of the stolen cargo. Upon
Yes.
investigation, We figured out that it contained the 5th generation anti-shadow suppression weapon, Labris.
Oh, so it did contain the robot.
She was a machine, developed as one of a series of test models. They were intended to receive personas in order to combat shadows.
Isn't a persona the manifestation of one's strength of heart? How could a machine be capable of using a persona?
You're right to ask that. Labris has a mind of her own. We don't know what she looks like, but it's probably very close to human.
How the hell do you not know? A humanoid machine. I did see something fitting that description before I came through the TV world, so that was a weapon developed by the Kirijo-san group. A humanoid robot, one with a heart and that. This is the fruit of Kirijo's technology created for the research of shadows. I cannot help but be surprised. However, if the culprit were specifically after this Lapras weapon, there's a high probability that it would be removed from its case and is mobile. But I can't fathom how I would benefit the thieves. There's one thing I can't do.
Around the time of the robbery, we began to see activity in this world as well. I doubt this is a coincidence. I feel sure that your Labris is connected to this ridiculous tournament.
I agree.
Yeah, that is a pretty good. At least Naruto has no gimmicky Luke Murray gimmicks. Really? Naruto has no gimmicks? Before I know what I'm doing, I reach out to shake hands with Kirijo-san.
I accept your earlier proposal, and I think I'd best hurry.
Thank you. And I'm sorry. Your friends must be facing their own troubles. It's possible that they've met Labris without knowing it, too.
They'll be all right, I'm sure.
The record showed that Labris had some unknown experimental equipment. We don't know what she's capable of. Don't take her lightly.
Aye, aye, Captain.
No, that isn't what I meant. She has a heart, yes? Then fighting her isn't our only option. She can be saved. I'm sure the others will reach the same conclusion.
I see.
When I say that, I can see a smile on her face. I can tell she believes in her friends as well.
Yes, I meant to ask. Have you been able to contact your friends?
I shake my head.
2 of them have analysis-capable personas, but both of them have gone missing.
I actually have a few powers in that area myself. Can you tell me what these friends of yours look like?
I give her as detailed description of Rise and Teddy as I can.
A bear costume and a girl. Are they...
Yes. They're the ones acting as hosts for this tournament. But they're not usually like this.
I see. Well, anyway, knowing that will make searching for them easier. Let me see.
Kirijo-san focuses and closes her eyes. Her power must allow her to see images as she searches. It may be only a few powers, but it's still quite amazing.
I'm getting a match some ways from here. It's not moving either.
Oh god, Tartarus music.
Aha! I found her.
Oh.
Can you hear me?
Who is this?
Oh, she could talk to Rise. Wow, that's actually interesting.
My
that voice.
name is Mitsuru Kirijo. I'm with one of your friends, Shirogane.
Kirijo-san looks at me and nods. She is communicating to me so that Rise-san can hear my voice as well.
Rise-san!
Naoto-kun, is it really you?
Yes, though I could ask the same of you, Rise-san.
I'm so glad. This weird fake Teddy kidnapped me and then everyone was fighting each other and...
So Rise-san's voice on the PA system was a fake. If that's the case, then there's no reason to believe that the image of Teddy on the monitor is the real thing either.
It's all right. Please calm down. Do you know where you are right now?
It looks like an announcement room, but there are these invisible walls stopping me from leaving. Plus, the fake Teddy is watching me, so I can't use my persona.
I don't know who that fake Teddy is, but it seems that Rise-san and the real Teddy were kidnapped to deprive us of means of communications. In other words, to keep us fooled while we were in this world. Then again, that explains nothing about whatever objective could be gained by doing this to us. How does Lapras exist tie into this?
Thanks. Kirijo-san, right? Wait, Kirijo? I know that name. That's not important now. Are you a persona user too?
Yes, but we can discuss that later. I sense a shadow-like presence very close to your position. Are you all right?
The only thing near here is the fake Teddy. Wait, is that what you're talking about?
So it's a shadow.
I was hesitant to make a decision. Kirijo-san does not know Teddy. Of course, she doesn't know his origins. Even if General was the real Teddy, she would probably think of him as a shadow if she didn't know better. But if General is merely something else that takes on the appearance, it leads to a completely different conclusion. That is, it's a shadow from a normal human who doesn't have any tolerance for this world. But if that's the case, then why is the shadow mimicking Teddy? I don't have enough pieces to begin solving the puzzle yet. While I am in process of thinking through, Kirijo-san speaks up.
Shirogane, you need to hurry on. I'll try to maintain communication as best I can and keep you in the loop.
All right then, I'm off. Stay safe.
Alright, see ya. I nod back and start running onwards to the announcement room where Rise-san is being held. Oh, sick, we're in the classroom. As I hurry on, led by invisible walls, I reach a classroom. I'll be forced into another fight here too, no doubt.
Looks like you're chugging right along. And now another special guest.
Is it Akihiko? If it's Akihiko, we're doomed.
The gloves may be off, putting you up against this one. So I want to see your best moves out there, Nachan.
Wait, it's
now,
Akihiko.
Bring out the next.
Oh dear lord, I see a silhouette frame in the spotlight. It's, well, how could I forget that attire?
You're Akihiko Sanada, as I recall.
Interesting. I've been gone for a while, and here I meet a stranger who knows who I am.
You're a member of Mitsuru Kirijo's organization. Her friend,
we're
actually,
doomed.
no?
I see. So it's really Mitsuru you're interested in. Ace Detective.
His words caused me to tense up. He just called me Ace Detective. Perhaps that's the guess for my family's name, Shirogane, but he could have known that I'm spying on them for the police. Carefully, I search his eyes for anything that might tell me how much he knows. He looks me over from head to toe and immediately sneers mockingly.
Jeez, look at you. You have the physique of a 12-year-old.
Oh! You have the physique of a 12-year-old.
What? A detective needs a strong body more than a strong brain. All-night research sessions, long stakeouts. You need stamina for that. But look at those twiggy arms and legs of yours.
Naoto is in pure shock. He's just so scared. Because you know Akihiko could snap her in half.
You've got an overdeveloped chest, but from the looks of it, I'd say it's all fat and no muscle. Seriously.
What?
What is wrong with him? That's the part of my self-image I'm most sensitive about.
Let me teach you the secret to bodybuilding. First thing, protein. Second thing, protein. Third, fourth, and fifth, more protein.
Protein, 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 protein. God, there's more interesting things about Akihiko than just protein. But I do admit that's funny how they include that.
That's rather unbalanced.
Sanada-san flexes his muscles like a bodybuilder.
Finally, you gotta spar. 1, 2.
Uh-oh. He said sparring, but that punch was meant to do some serious damage. This is absurd. However, putting his unhinged talk aside, his skills as a fighter isn't something I should take lightly.
Stop it, Akihiko!
Mitsuru?
Sanada-san turns suddenly as a familiar voice echoes through the
You're
room.
under the effects of an illusion. Shirogane has done nothing. Do not attack.
What do you mean? He's the one who attacked me all of a sudden.
I attacked.
What? Suddenly I remember. That's right, this is an illusion. I've never met Sanada-san before, so I don't know what his usual self is supposed to be. On top of that, I've allowed the first thing he said to get under my skin. How stupid of me. I let myself get swept up in the situation and failed to realize that
From
this
my
is really
perspective,
happening.
it was you who dealt the first blow. We were both being shown an illusion to make us fight each other.
Shirogane is an excellent detective and a persona user. I told him everything. He's agreed to cooperate with us. He was originally on the scene as a police observer in this case, so we've already met.
Kirijo-san explained to Sanada what's been happening up until now. It's a relief to learn that despite his appearance, he's actually quite a reasonable man and quick to pick up on
That
things.
noise-like phenomenon that fogs your senses is already gone. You should be able to communicate normally now.
Oh. We reintroduce ourselves and shake hands.
Looks like I fell for a cheap trick.
Wow, we're not fighting Akihiko. Thank God.
I'm sorry for forgetting myself too. I can't even claim to have been unaware of the deception.
So you're a Persona user, huh? Well, since fate already brought us together, want to test your skills before you move on?
Sonata slams his fist together.
Akihiko, you're doing it again. Just cooperate with him.
All right.
Oh, wait a
Come
minute.
on now, To. Let's go.
Oh, wait, the tournament rules say...
They think Naoto's a dude still.
Are you alright? What's the matter? What happened?
I remember now.
I don't know. There's some kind of invisible wall here.
The rules dictate that only the winner of each match can advance. So,
He was flustered mere seconds ago, but now Sonata has taken on a more lively
So we
expression.
need to have a match, even though we've got nothing against each other. We're fighting after all then, huh? All right then. Come at me.
please go easy on me.
I could almost hear Kirijo-san's sigh of exasperation. Uh-oh, so we actually are fighting. This is a problem. I'm gonna get destroyed. Oh god, he's got Caesar. I'm doomed. Let's see if the 4-foot-tall princess can take him on. Wait a minute, I have a gun. Never mind. We're good. We got this. God, Naoto's so... I don't like playing her. Okay, not that bad. Not bad.
That was a great bout.
Go off of P3 logic. One shot from Naoto should be Mudo to Akihiko.
About?
True. That's true.
What an annoying rule.
Wait a second. That reminds me. I saw that guy calling himself General walking with a girl. If only one person can move on, that's against the rules.
The fake Teddy and Rise were together all this time. Then could the girl she's talking about be Rise then?
Do you remember the details of what this girl looked like?
Sonata-san tells me about the girl he's seen. What he said matches the description of the unknown girl Kanji-kun was talking about, which means that there's a high probability that that person seen walking with her was not the general but a real Teddy. At the very least, this evidence is against the argument that Teddy is the general. This creates another theory though. If the general is not really Teddy, then how could someone else shadow? There's only one person that could fit the bill. Well, not a person per
If
se,
that
but
girl was Lapras, then, well, is it possible we're dealing with her shadow?
Thinking smart here. That's right, Lapras. If she had the heart capable of using a person, then it stands no reason that she could create a shadow. In light of how the events of last year played out, it makes perfect sense. She was kidnapped by someone who threw her into a TV world, creating a reflection of her heart.
None of the data I have shows any connection between Lapras and Yasogami High. On top of which, I don't see how she'd know about you or your friends.
I'd be having doubts about that as well, but at least I have feelings for what's going on. What Lapras' kidnapper hoped to gain from the remaining unknowns. However, at any rate, shouldn't be good if the shadows were to run into their owner. Either way, it would be best if I head to the announcement room. It's much more logical to restrain the false Teddy. Since I know this location, then it would be having to search for Lapras somewhere in this world. Still, is that really... If that is really the Teddy with Lapras, why would they be traveling together?
What's that Teddy doing? I'm sorry I can't help much, Kirijo-san.
You'll have to forgive me for my meager skills as well. My persona's communication powers are more for operational assistance. A friend of mine from school was much stronger than myself in that respect, but...
Oh no, it's all that stupid bear's fault anyway. He's a real genius for making people worry.
Man, it's strange running into so many Persona users I've never heard of all at once. I gotta say, brings back memories.
Brings back
For
memories.
us too. We were as surprised as you. Not to say that the possibility of other Persona users hadn't crossed our minds, but to actually meet them.
What you said about a friend from school kinda reminds me of us, too. What was school like for you? I'd like to hear about it.
Well, ignoring Akihiko's current appearance, he was a boxing champion in his student days.
Hey, that dig was uncalled for.
After that, I don't know what went through his brain, but he started saying he wanted to search for stronger opponents.
He went on a journey to hone his skills? I thought that only happened in comics and old samurai films.
Thought I had to do it, so I did it. That's all.
Of course Akihiko would do that. This peaceful moment was shattered by Kirijo-san's voice.
What's this I'm sensing? It's like a shadow, but bigger.
Another shadow presence, but is it the false Teddy?
What's going on? That fake Teddy left the announcement room.
Risa-san made a report immediately after that. Sanada-san and I look at each other. I sense the situation has changed. Sanada-san nods to me, and after taking a small blow, I run off. Without no one to watching over her anymore, Rise was unable to summon her persona. The job of providing support moved from Kirijo-san, who not all of us knew, to Rise. Rise-san contacted the rest of us and let us talk to each other for a moment.
Rise-chan? Oh, thank God you're safe! Don't worry, the others are here too. We'll rescue you in no time.
Wait, why is Naoto here?
I can't help but smile at this when I tell the others I haven't seen so far. It seems we're all safe for now. And now that we're communicating, we greatly increase our awareness of the situation and our abilities to share information. The general must have known that leaving Rise-san alone would result in this. If he did know, but left her anyways, there must be something major happening. Either that, or no longer has any reason to hide. I hurry on while we share what we know. The actual design of this place may differ from the real Yosagame High, but the general layout appears to be the same. So if I climb the stairs and turn the corner, the announcement booth should be right there. However, Rise-san calls out of warning before I get there.
Bad news, Naoto-kun! The fake Teddy's back!
I'm too late.
Huh? What the? Is that the real Teddy? Hey, the real Teddy's here too! He's got some girl with him. I don't know her.
The fact that Rise's communication didn't get cut off once General Teddy reappeared is somewhat worrisome. But then again, General Teddy doesn't have the time to bother watching Rise-san. After all, if the real Teddy and Lapras are both right there, would be, you would have some important things to be concerned with. This confirms that General Teddy is fake. It's only natural then to assume that he is Lapras' shadow in disguise. But that makes things dangerous. Lapras and her shadow are confronting each other. Rise-san should know the dangers of this situation, but she doesn't know Lapras. She might not realize what the relationship between the girl and the shadow. I have to warn her, but before I speak, it happened.
What's with that girl?
The static gets worse.
Rise-san?
Why can't I communicate with her when we're so close? There's something happening in the announcement room. I run as fast as I can towards it. As I reach the door, I hear a loud scream from inside. Hook! I slam the door open without a second thought and prepare for fight. But the attack came from an unexpected what? Of anyone in that room, I wouldn't have thought it would be. Are you serious? I thought I was so prepared to bust open that door and start fighting, but no, it just stopped right there. Oh, what time are we at? Almost 2 hours? I don't have time for another one without going way overboard. What is episode P4? You know what? Doesn't matter. I have money, but what do I use it for? I don't know. I think it's just a stock of bunch of needless into the Nerf dart. Good. Yeah, what is episode 4? P4. It looks like it's. It's the prologue. I'm guessing episode P4 is like the. By the way, the chibi models come from the online lobby of this game. There's an online lobby in this game? Huh. Episode P4 is the Ultimax story, I think. Episode P4 is the follow-up to this story from the investigation team's perspective. Oh! Okay, so you play episode P4 after you finish all this shit. That the chibis from Blazing Blue. That's what I thought too. I thought the chibis were from Blazing Blue. Or I didn't think they were from this game. Well, honestly, I think I'm just going to end the stream here because if I start another one, it's going to take forever. And I might as well, like, I don't know, it'll take forever to finish one unless I got time. It's 2 hours. Yeah, I'm just gonna end it here. It's Friday too. I got some things I need to do. All right. Well, yeah, Naruto's story is pretty interesting. It's really interesting to see the Persona 3 team interactions. It's really interesting. So yeah, next stream will be on Monday, so make sure you stay there for that. I think we're gonna do Mitsuru's next, or maybe Kanji's, whichever one. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on Monday.